For decades, Iran has been the target of harsh international sanctions due to its nuclear program, support for terrorism, and human rights abuses. These sanctions have profoundly impacted the country, people, and economy. Iran has a complex and fascinating story from its ancient empires to its modern-day theocracy. But with its ongoing political tensions and heavy sanctions, what is life really like for the people of Iran? Join us as we explore this fascinating country's history, culture, and current events. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the sanctions on Iran, their effects, and what are the solutions to resolve the tensions in the area. Iran has a long and rich history that dates back to ancient times. The country was home to several important civilizations, including the Persians, the Elamites, the Parthians, the Sassanids, and the Safavids. The Persian Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great in the 6th century BC, was one of the largest and most powerful empires in ancient times. It covered a vast area stretching from the Balkans to India, and its capital Persepolis was one of the most magnificent cities of the ancient world. The Persian Empire was known for many innovations, which the Romans and others later copied. These innovations included the division of the empire into provinces, standardized coinage, long-distance roads, a postal service, and religious and cultural tolerance. Despite their inability to defeat the Greeks, the Persian Empire was finally conquered by Alexander the Great and his army, but this did not diminish the legacy of the empire, which had left its mark on history and future-inspired civilizations. Over the centuries, Iran has been home to many different cultures and peoples, each of which has contributed to its rich history and heritage. The Seleucid Empire, which was established after the fall of the Persian Empire, was eventually expelled from much of its territory by the Parthians, a group of people native to northwestern Iran. The Parthian Empire, which lasted for several centuries, was followed by the Sasanian Empire, the last pre-Islamic Persian Empire, and one of the most powerful empires of its time. In 1921, with Britain's support, Reza Khan, a top military official, started a coup d'etat which resulted in overthrowing the Qajar dynasty and establishing the Pahlavi dynasty. At the time, Iran faced numerous challenges, including political instability, economic hardship, and foreign intervention. Reza Khan saw an opportunity to seize power and stabilize the country. With the support of certain military elements, he could carry out the coup successfully. The coup marked the end of the Qajar dynasty, which had ruled Iran for over a century, and began a new era in Iran's history. Reza Khan, who later took the title of Shah, ruled Iran as a monarch for the next 17 years until he was forced to abdicate in 1941. The Pahlavi dynasty governed the country from 1925 until 1979, when a revolution overthrew the monarchy and established the Islamic Republic led by Ayatollah Khomeini. Since then, the country has been governed by an Islamic theocracy led by an appointed supreme leader. The revolution is seen as a turning point in Iran's history and a significant event of the 20th century. Despite the Islamic Republic's religious foundation, Iran has remained a relatively progressive and modern country, with a thriving middle class and a relatively high standard of living for its citizens. Iran's modern history has been marked by political turmoil and international sanctions, as its government has clashed with the West over its nuclear program and other issues. In recent years, however, Iran has seen a period of relative stability, and its economy has grown due to increased oil production and foreign investment. Iran has a rich history and cultural heritage dating back to the Persian Empire, one of the world's greatest civilizations. It is home to over 80 million people who are proud of their heritage and strive to maintain their traditions and way of life. Iran is known for its stunning natural beauty and rich cultural heritage, making it a popular tourist destination for those seeking to experience the beauty of the Middle East. One of Iran's most breathtaking sights is the northern forests of the Alborz mountain range, which boasts picturesque mountain lakes, rolling hills, and dense forests that are home to a wide range of wildlife. The region is a popular destination for trekking and hiking, with several trails that lead to stunning landscapes and breathtaking waterfalls. Visitors can also enjoy a scenic drive through the lush forests and enjoy the crisp mountain air, surrounded by the stunning natural beauty of the Alborz Mountains. Another highlight of Iran is the deserts of the central and western regions, which starkly contrast with the lush forests of the north. The deserts are vast and expansive, with towering dunes that stretch forever. The scenery is dramatic, with the stark, golden dunes contrasted against the bright blue sky. The deserts are also home to unique wildlife, including the Asiatic cheetah, the goited gazelle, and the desert hare, making it a unique and exciting destination for nature enthusiasts. In addition to its stunning natural beauty and rich cultural heritage, Iran is also famous for its vibrant and dynamic cities, which offer a rich mix of history and modernity. Tehran, the capital of Iran, is a bustling metropolis that offers a glimpse into the dynamic and modern side of the country. The city is home to several museums, art galleries, and historical landmarks, including the iconic Azadi Tower, one of the city's most recognizable landmarks. Isfahan, located in central Iran, is famous for its stunning architecture and rich history. The city is home to several beautiful mosques, palaces, and bridges, including the iconic Shah Mosque, which is widely considered one of the most beautiful in the world. Iran is also home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the historic city of Persepolis, an ancient town once the capital of the Persian Empire. The site is a testament to the Persian people's incredible architectural and cultural achievements and is a must-visit for anyone interested in ancient civilizations. Another notable World Heritage Site is the Ban Citadel, a massive fortress in southeastern Iran, considered one of the most significant and best-preserved examples of mud brick architecture in the world. The people of Iran are also renowned for their warm hospitality and rich cultural traditions, making it a welcoming destination for visitors worldwide. The country is known for its rich and diverse cuisine, which includes traditional dishes like kebabs, rice dishes, and stews. Visitors can also enjoy Iran's vibrant arts and music scene, which features traditional dance, music, and contemporary performances. Iran is home to various ethnic and linguistic groups, including Persians, Azeris, Kurds, Baluchis, and Lurs. These different groups have each contributed to Iranian culture, creating a unique and vibrant blend of cultures. Iran has rich and varied literature, with works written in various languages and genres. Literature is characterized by its lyrical and poetic qualities, and often incorporates elements of mythology and folklore. The country is also home to several prominent poets, including Ferdowsi, Sadi, and Hafez. Iran's art is also very diverse, with various styles and influences shaped by the country's multiple civilizations and cultures, including Persian and Islamic. Iranian art often features intricate designs, elaborate colors, and patterns. The music is also very diverse, with traditional and modern styles, and is often characterized by melodic and rhythmic qualities. Music often incorporates classical and folk elements and traditional instruments, such as the santur, tar, and setar. Iranian culture is rich and varied, incorporating influences from various civilizations and cultures. The country's literature, art, music, and customs are all unique and provide insight into Iran's rich and diverse history. Iran has a comparatively poor living level compared to other countries in the region. The unemployment rate is thought to be around 12%, while the average household income is about $7,000 annually. Furthermore, due to recent high inflation rates, people have found it challenging to afford essentials. The government has improved the situation by expanding access to healthcare and education and offering food and fuel subsidies. The standard of living in Iran has recently seen some changes because the government has made significant investments in infrastructure projects, including building new roads and bridges and enhancing access to energy and clean water. Iran has been facing a range of economic sanctions imposed by the international community for several decades. The United States imposed the first set of sanctions in 1979 following the Islamic Revolution. These sanctions aim to limit Iran's ability to purchase weapons and restrict its access to the international financial system. Over the years, these sanctions have become increasingly stringent, and in recent years, the United Nations and the European Union have also imposed their sanctions on Iran. The main objectives of the sanctions have been to limit Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons and to restrict its access to the global financial system, selling weapons and dual-use goods, and exporting oil and other essential energy products. The Iranian economy has struggled in the face of the sanctions, with the country's gross domestic product declining by more than 50% since 2011. Inflation has skyrocketed, and the value of its currency, the rial, has plummeted. This has significantly impacted ordinary Iranian lives, with many struggling to access essential goods and services. In 2015, a landmark agreement was reached between Iran and a group of world powers, including the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Russia, and China, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Under the JCPOA, Iran agreed to limit its nuclear program in exchange for relief from international sanctions. However, in 2018, the United States withdrew from the JCPOA and reimposed sanctions on Iran. Since then, the situation has escalated, with both sides taking a more aggressive stance. The United States has imposed a range of new sanctions on Iran, targeting critical sectors of the economy, including oil and banking. Iran has responded by increasing its nuclear activities and attacking oil tankers in the Gulf region. The assassination of Qasem Soleimani was a significant event in early January 2020. Soleimani was a top military general in Iran and a key figure in the country's Revolutionary Guard. He was widely considered one of the most influential figures in Iran and was seen as the face of the country's military presence in the region. On January 3, 2020, Soleimani was assassinated in a targeted drone strike by the U.S. military near Baghdad International Airport in Iraq. The U.S. claimed that Soleimani was planning to carry out imminent attacks against U.S. citizens and interests in the region, and that his removal was necessary to prevent further bloodshed. The news of Soleimani's assassination sent shockwaves worldwide. It sparked widespread condemnation from many countries, including Iran, whose government responded by launching a series of missile strikes against U.S. military bases in Iraq, which resulted in some injuries but no deaths. In the assassination's aftermath, tensions between the two countries rose dramatically. The U.S. imposed additional sanctions on Iran, while Iran continued to develop its nuclear program and vowed to take revenge against the U.S. for the death of Soleimani. The assassination of Qasem Soleimani remains a highly controversial event and continues to shape the relationship between Iran and the U.S. and the broader dynamics of the region. The event's impact will be felt for years, as the area continues to grapple with the consequences of the U.S. actions and Iran's response. Oil exports have taken a hit, prompting us to look into processing crude oil and hydrocarbons into petrochemicals for export. To sidestep sanctions, trade has shifted to neighboring countries and China, with indirect payment channels like currency exchange and barter becoming increasingly common. The government has scaled up cash transfers and subsidies to reduce inflation's impact on welfare, but this has put extra strain on the budget due to poor targeting. Additionally, economic activity has adapted to sanctions, partly through exchange rate depreciation, which has enabled domestically produced tradable goods to be more cost competitive in foreign markets. The government has implemented many social assistance programs to lower inequality and poverty. Despite these advancements, Iran still faces numerous difficulties today. Insufficient economic diversification, high levels of corruption, and a shortage of foreign investment due to international sanctions are a few of these. Iran's GDP growth is estimated to be modest if economic sanctions remain in place. Weaker global demand, competition from Russian discounted oil exports, and reduced domestic demand due to inflation will all take a toll. Despite this, the current account balance is projected to remain in surplus, buoyed by higher oil prices and non-oil exports. The budget deficit is expected to stay above pre-sanction levels, with inflationary expectations, foreign exchange pressures, and deficit monetization keeping inflation high, though gradually declining. In recent years, Iran's economy has faced significant challenges, including economic sanctions and a shortage of foreign currency. Despite these difficulties, the country's import and export sector continues to grow, and Iran remains a crucial player in the global economy. This is partly due to the country's rich natural resources, which provide a foundation for economic stability, its strategic location, and its vibrant and entrepreneurial business community. The sanctions have significantly impacted the Iranian economy and have far-reaching consequences for its people. However, despite the impact of the sanctions, Iran has continued to develop its nuclear program, and the situation remains highly tense. The international community continues to search for a diplomatic solution to the crisis, and it remains to be seen what the future holds for Iran and its relationship with the rest of the world. Potential risks to the country's economic situation are still prominent. Climate change could significantly impact the outlook, with floods, droughts, dust storms becoming more common and energy shortages. This, alongside the current inflationary pressures, can create a problematic situation for the most vulnerable, as modest growth will generate few job opportunities. Other potential difficulties include a resurgence of COVID-19, decreased global demand, and increased geopolitical tensions if the Vienna talks fail. On the bright side, the estimated growth rate could be much higher if economic sanctions are lifted. Plus, higher oil prices could improve fiscal and external balances. Despite its complex political landscape, Iran is home to a vibrant and active civil society, with many NGOs, political parties, and human rights organizations working to promote democracy and human rights. The country has also been the scene of numerous political protests in recent years, with many Iranians expressing their frustration with the government and calling for political and social change. As the world watches and waits, it remains to be seen what the future holds for Iran and the impact that sanctions will have on its future. Whether through diplomacy, trade, or other means, the international community must engage with Iran positively and constructively, working together to build a brighter future for the people of this remarkable country. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the following video.